Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to trading, we are in an industry where people, companies, firms try to show the best in people. They'll take somebody like me or any other guru like me, and they'll try to make us look good. It includes the testimonials of dozens of people, 90% plus of which who have blown out their accounts and are no longer traders. We have this thing where we have to prove ourselves to you, where we have to make sure that what we show you looks great. It looks attractive. Maybe a high number, maybe a big P&L, maybe a big five-figure P&L, like so many of us had today. But what if that was always the wrong way to earn your confidence? If you're hanging out with LeBron James, doesn't mean you're going to spin a basketball in the air while twirling your body and dunking it, much like he probably could. The people you hang out with, based on their accomplishments and achievements, don't necessarily mean that you will ever get there. In fact, the great lie about trading is it's my P&L of why you should follow me. Do you really think, for example, when you're trying to build a system from the ground up that works for you, personally, you're an individual, unless you have some conjoined twins attached to you, which I am unaware of, you are an individual who has your own mind, who has to make your own decisions. Do you really want a pilot of an airplane who could fly a plane well, building you an airplane from scratch? Just because some people could do certain things well doesn't mean that they are all a bit qualified to do things. In fact, in my experience on Wall Street for the past 21 years as a active intraday trader, I have noticed that Wall Street lies. A lot of the things they say are nonsense. A lot of the traders who boast their systems and their easy things don't have the statistical results or evidence to back their system. Their only evidence is that they are teaching it. So then what you end up with is you end up with somebody who is completely unqualified to help you. Somebody who has no business throwing out your children's soiled diapers in the garbage. Yet they're given a title, they're given a system in which they stole and copied from somebody else down the line, changed a few things, rebranded it as their own, and now are charging you an exorbitant amount of money to learn. That is the trading world. Myself, I am the director of trading psychology here at T3. One of the things I freely admit is that I'm a college dropout, meaning that I am not a psychologist. I, however, have read, if I were to guesstimate, between 4,500 and 6,000 scientific journals on psychology, research, etc. And that's where my qualifications come from, studying, learning, and not only that, having the ability to bridge out to other traders and help them become successful. If you were to ask me to guess, and that's all it is, how many percentage or what percentage of my room are successful traders are there, I would guess it's about 75 to 82%. I were to guess. I base this on statistical results, things that I can see with my own eyes, things that I could throw in a room which no other guru would have, you know, as they say in Yiddish, the chutzpah to actually do, to ask things around me, to ask people questions in which no other guru would ever ask. But we're going to take you through the S mark tonight. We're going to take you through the S mark. We're going to show you real problems. I'm going to show you not just the good, but the bad as well. We're going to focus on the bad. Testimonials of people with high numbers in their P&L are one thing, but then it creates a lie, a mirage, almost like there's all this success around you. And just like a mirage in the desert, you're crawling, dehydrated, dying, the sun beating on your body. And as you're crawling through the sand, you see this mirage. To enter, all you have to do is swipe your credit card. And as soon as you get in there, you'll realize there's one or two, three people out of the thousand there that are actually drinking the water, while everybody else is just a corpse tossed to the side until they can pay their entrance the very next time. I'm not here to let you watch myself, a very consistently profitably consistent trader. I'm not here to have you just watch me. I'm not here to put on a show. I'm here to try to transform you and get you to that next level. And by doing that, I share with you the good and the bad. And I share with you traders who are struggling in my service right now because they do exist. But those are the voices that gurus like me in the industry like to drown out. Prove me wrong. How many gurus do you see focusing on dozens and dozens and dozens of emails a month of trading struggling traders? How many do you find out there in the industry who are doing that? I'll tell you, one, and you're looking at them right now. And if you want to know why I think most of the traders in my room are successful, I don't have their track record, because I'll ask a question which nobody here on Wall Street would ever dare ask a large trading room, yet alone the largest trading room here at T3. And that question is very simply, are you finding tremendous P&L consistency with my plays? I think it's a pretty straightforward question. I didn't ask them if they're up any money for the year. And if you're up $1, you would answer yes. I use the word tremendous. I use the word P&L consistency with my plays. And they answer yes. And I'm going to show you, and what I'm trying to do here with this show is trying to show you how you personally can get to that level. That is why I'm here. That is why I show you these emails. I am Mark Melnick, and this is the Newsbeat Show. So, as I tell you guys, these are emails from Newsbeat Live members that come today. I don't save all the old emails and just show you them. I would have easily over 100,000 emails if I were to just show you all the people who are successful on a single day. We're talking real time. I want to know what's happening right now. I want to know why people are struggling right now in my service. And I want to offer them as much as I can to help them in sort of a group coaching method, which is unseen anywhere else on Wall Street. And by sharing it with you, ladies and gentlemen, on YouTube and Facebook, you get to be part of it as well. Let's begin with our first email. Hey, Mark and Trade Room family. Hope this email finds you all well and healthy. Do I have to scan my computer for viruses to make sure the email found me healthy? Okay. All right. Included in this email are some of my charts, trade ideas, and how I follow a trend to maximize profit. If I'm looking to long, price has to be above the 200 and a rising 21. Obviously, if I short, I will want the opposite price, a 21 below the 200, declining 21. I typically buy using Mark's simple, easy, effective ideas or trigger bar at or near a rising 21 and ditch it or most of it when the price is far away. See the chart. I'll be sharing the charts with you shortly from the rising 21 from the rising 21 moving average. I reload at fib retraces, something I don't use, but he does, and that's all right. It's not about what I do, it's about what he does and what you can do as an individual. His confidence is not derived at looking at my P&L. His confidence is derived from his own P&L and his own abilities, and that's why you have to get traders to that level. I'm not going to instill confidence in you by showing you what I do, which, believe me, will and can blow the panties off everyone else here around me. Okay? And again, I will freely admit, even with that being said, there's no way, in my opinion, that I'm even the top 30 P&L trader in my room. I mean, if you told me I was number 29, I'd be like, that's miraculous. I do not make the most money in my trading room. And if you're in another trading room, your guru is probably in the top 3. There's a difference. I reload at fib retraces near 21, green takes red, rinse and repeat. Just a fabulous trading day today. If you have any questions about my charts, feel free to ask. He's a member of the room, so you're not going to be able to ask him if you're watching on YouTube and Facebook. It took many years, toxicity, sweat, and tears to get here. Mark will accelerate your curve. Wish I found him years ago. And for those who are confused, well, there's his name. I tried to block his name at the end, but apparently he put it here. And for those who are confused, I am Mr. Kelly Walsh. And much love and respect. All right. All right. So traded Apple today. Pretty damn good day. $121,450. Made more money than I did today. I don't know about you. I don't know about all you guys, but His P&L is higher than mine today, and I had a pretty damn effing good day. Um, so right over here, Amazon. So he made $85,000 in Amazon today. We were attacking it all day. That was by far his best name of the day. He also traded, what was that, Tesla on bottom. He actually made 15K in Tesla. That's pretty impressive. And really, even on a $1.2 million account, approximately, because I'm sure this your equity is actually inclusive of today. I'm assuming, maybe yes, maybe no. I mean, even with that being said, you still made a huge chunk of your money. I mean, you still made 10% of your account. That's just insane. That's just insane using our methodologies. Me, what did I do today? I made about a smaller percentage of my account, but about 4 or 5%. But you still, I had an amazing day, but you made more money than me. And I'll tell you right now, I mean, this is a ridiculous amount of money. Not only that, he's sharing what he actually does here and how he enters in. He uses my methodology. He uses my simple, easy, effective strategies, which I show you for free here in the Newsbeat live room. And then he does his own thing afterwards. I don't use Fibonacci or anything. He goes over, and there's another chart here, which is great as well. I didn't want to turn it into a technical teaching class, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to post it inside the Newsbeat live room for you guys right now. I'm going to go ahead and as soon as this show is over, I'll put it inside the room drive. So if anybody is watching this now and you're in the room, you'll be able to access it. There are a couple files here, and I'm just going to go ahead and put them in. There you go, right in the room. And it's just the mentality of the room. Here's a trader, who's having a six-figure day. It's not his first time having it, but like, it's not that he just had a six-figure day, and he's here to, spread his legs and show you, a pretty number. He's here trying to help the people who are struggling around him, and that, my friend, is absolutely amazing. And that is the type of community we have here in the Newsbeat live room. A huge collection of consistently profitable traders who are utilizing this service to bring their trading to the next level. And he gave me props for it, and I don't even have words for this. He says, it took many years, toxicity, sweat, and tears to get here. So he didn't wake up one day and, have everything in front of him. He had to work his butt off. And what he's saying is, I will accelerate your curve here, and you wish you found me years ago. You want to know the truth, my brother? You don't wish you found me years ago. Because years ago, I sucked. Years ago, I sucked. The majority. At my best, I think about little over 20%, slightly over 20% of the people were, as far as I could tell, were making money around me. 20%. If five of you joined my service, four of you would be done as a trader or done with my service after a year, either one. I've evolved over the years. I'm not the same person back then as I am today. I keep trying to improve. I keep trying to evolve. And that's what makes me a little different out there. A lot of gurus act like their shit don't stink. They're going, all I smell is roses. All I smell is roses out there. And that's how they act. And that's how they really act. And it's really just simply disgusting. I could look in the mirror and say, I'm effing up. Most of the traders, the majority of the traders, are not consistent in my room. By the way, that's true for every single room here at Wall Street. Yeah, that room too. Yep, that one too. Every single one. It's not like I was uniquely bad at my job. Quite the contrary. People loved me. But still, I would look in the mirror and have to say there are people who are trying to support their families, and I'm not doing everything I can to help them. And that's when I started reading thousands upon thousands. My estimate's closer to five, maybe 4,500 to 6,000, maybe closer to 5,000. You lose count after a while. Different psychology reports, and I spend 10, just so many hours, just like infinite hours, like I'm on the toilet doing my business, and I'm reading a psychology report on my phone. I'm in bed, laying with my Philip Stein sleep bracelet, and I'm on my phone literally looking up psychology reports. And I had to make myself better to help other people. So I'll actually disagree with you here that you wish you found me years ago, because I was not the same person. I wouldn't have been able to help you like I can today years ago because I was in a different place. And that's the fact. And I sucked at a lot of things. And yes, people around me here suck on Wall Street, all over Wall Street. All these gurus suck in their own way. The only difference is I can try to better myself constantly. I'm conscious about it, and I'm not trying to show you something that's a lie. That's the only difference. I make money trading. That doesn't mean I'm a good guru. Just let's separate. I've been trading 21 years. I've been doing something right. But like in terms of being a trading guru, there's a difference between people who can help someone. Like I said, there's a difference between the person building the plane and the person flying the plane. I can do both. Most people can't. And the proof is most of the people around them fail. That's the proof. No matter what they say, no matter how good, no matter say, oh, no matter how much you love the guy, no matter how much you want to have a beer with him and give him a foot massage, look, I had to come to that reality. Maybe it's the Brooklyn in me. Maybe it's the Brooklyn in me. Maybe, growing up on in Starrett City, New York with drugs and guns and knives and reading in the paper that children being raped in the staircase and all these horrible things in the paper that you would get in the lobby for free, all stacked on top of each other, smelling like urine from whoever was, God knows. Like, maybe growing up in that environment made me sort of allergic to bullshit. And when I look around, like, I'll tell you, people like in my situation, we need to improve. I need to do better. That's what I'm trying to do now. That's why you're watching this show, because I am showing you where I'm trying to improve myself, and I'm constantly improving. And yes, what I am doing by industry averages might be the best in terms of the people around me and their success, might be the best, but that doesn't mean I can't be better. And that's what I have to strive for. And that's what you have to strive for. And if you're trying to do everything you can to be the best trader, and I'm trying everything I can to be the best broadcaster guru to help you become the best trader, you will have the highest odds of becoming the best trader. So I appreciate your email. I appreciate your help. We're going to delve into it a little further later. Thank you for your email, brother. And we're going to move on. Next email. Hey Mark, traded Tesla, Neoputs, and Moderna. They all gave me a green day with combined profits of $253.07. Didn't have a losing trade today. Thank you for your C strategies. Know your limit 8 on the 1 and 5. That's free education we give you here. And I don't even have my master's in teaching. Those are the profitable strats for me. One and done is not my thing. I get too nervous. That's all right. You discovered what you do well. You know what you do well. You're not supposed to do everything I do. You're supposed to do everything that you need to do. You understand that? And I know you understand that. I'm more talking to the Facebook, YouTube crowd. But that's what I try to do here in the room. I basically know that you are an individual with strengths and weaknesses, and I don't pretend that everybody's going to do exactly what I do. And that's my key to causing success around me. You see how easy that is? By the way, not sure about that. Ryu is the best in Street Fighter 2. All right. Okay. When I competed in Street Fighter 2 tournaments, I've won every single one. I've competed with people from outside the country. I've competed from people around the world, and I've won every time. And the reason why Ryu is the best, and maybe this sounds cocky here, is because I picked Ryu. and that's who I beat everyone with. So it wasn't really an opinion because the best person with Ryu can beat everyone. Chun-Li, if you master her moves, can probably put Ryu in an armbar, rolled into an anaconda submission hold. Just saying. And no, sir, this is not a challenge. Have a great one, Mark. See you tomorrow on the Newsbeat live trading broadcast. Yeah, I can kick people's ass with Chun-Li too. Chun-Li is an amazing character. To me, I would probably throw an argument that she is the second or third or fourth best character in Street Fighter 2 Championship. And I do know how to put somebody in an armbar from my years of jiu-jitsu, as well as rolling it into an anaconda submission hold, which is actually not that hard once you have them in the armbar, because you already have your leg across their neck, and you already have their arm pinned between your legs. But this is not jiu-jitsu 101. But great job on the day. Keep up the amazing work, my brother, and glad that you find what you're doing best. All right, let's move on. This is from our gentleman who used to own a Baskin Robbins in the airport and had to close down because of this awful COVID situation. Mark, I had the best month in my life in November, $15,700. Nice. 19 out of 21 green days. True consistency at work. Tried to trade during the first few minutes this morning and got knocked $3,000 on Tesla and then another $800 as it seemed the platform was giving bogus information. Very frustrating. So just so you know, nothing is perfect. And I had a system issue today where I got locked in, for me, a rather large Netflix trade. And I was frustrated, I was toxic, but I tried to remain as calm as possible. And I went online and exited my position. Even though it showed I had no position inside my account, I was still able to sell to close my position, and it worked. And thankfully, Netflix shot up, and that was just pure dumb luck. And I understand what a hard day it was with the platform, so I respect where you're coming from, and I get it. I need to just let it go, but I wanted December to start better. I know today's December 1st. I get wasn't bad trades, just the bad platform. I agree today. I'm working towards making things better tomorrow and starting slower to make sure the platform is working correctly first. So what I was doing today is I was throwing one contract in and one contract out just to see how fast it fills me. It ended up costing me like, I don't know, very little, 50, 100, 200 bucks, whatever it was like in the end. And I was just like pinging in one contract in and out to see like how fast the platform would fill me. And this is the benefit of some of the other platforms, that even T3 offers on, maybe even on the retail side, if you weren't interested in prop at all, maybe T3 retail through Lightspeed or Sterling, or if you really want a shitty platform, use Fusion. There are other platforms out there that you can, choose from that might be better in the morning, which almost definitely better in the morning, especially on the stock side. I'm not really sure on the option side, but yeah, I feel you. But moving on, I'm sure you could contact info at T3 Live if you're interested in any of those things. I'm working towards making things better tomorrow and starting over to make sure the platform's working correctly. I was worried I couldn't keep going in December and start like this. Um, there was a platform issue on December 1st. I wouldn't be so quick to judge the month whether you did well or not or in between. I mean, it's December 1st, but I'm feeling. I'm shaking off toxicity and thinking I need to trade at least 30 minutes longer to take advantage of news flow and better flow after the initial hour. So, just so you know, today I made thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on this one play. I don't even remember. It was pretty big. I had like 5 figures worth of shares. But so to let you know the power of news flow. So this is just one trade, and this wasn't actually even my best traded name today, but that's another story. Um, just to give you an idea, we were talking about Arlo right over here, pretty early here, at 9:51 a.m. We were talking about Arlo before it halted today. It shot up on this 1 minute candle from 557. I'll move my face. It shot up on this candle from 557 to 613, got halted here, and opened up higher. But the beautiful thing is, as it was getting halted here, as the circuit breaker kicked in, I don't want to go into how I knew or this, because many people ask it, like, how did you know it was going to get halted there, Mark? Uh, you just know. You see all the bids stacking in, the offer can't move. You start counting seconds. You see the 10% move, whatever. But what happens is you are able to buy the $6 calls, even though you were unable to buy stock. So you were unable to buy stock when the stock shot up to literally $6.13 right over here, right before the halt, but you were able to buy the $6 calls. Those $6 calls I bought in, I forgot. What did I pay? 50, 60 cents? I don't remember the exact price. But this R loan, this is a 1 minute chart, by the way. So when you see this bar, the stock literally opened up at 690 after getting halted at 613. And so many of us were just buying the options right before it got halted because I was like, guys, I'm buying the $6 calls here. It's going to get halted now. Guys, it's going to get halted. It's going to get halted. It's going to get halted. The calls are still trading. It's going to get halted. It's going to get halted. And then it got halted. I mean, that's a really general, that's a pretty accurate generalization of what I sounded like today in the Newsbeat live room. And then the stock opened up here and people made their months. It was crazy. I was like, that's it. We're done for the month. That was just one news flow play. So why I'm bringing that up is because he's thinking he needs to trade 30 minutes longer to take advantage of the news flow. But, that news flow came in the morning, my brother, 22 minutes in to the 21 minutes into the day, 22, 21, whatever minutes into the day. So I can't tell you legally to trade or not. That's why I have, this disclaimer that I show for everyone here. But like I maybe yes, maybe no. You could always paper trade the extra 30 minutes, and I always recommend people paper trade with a demo account to see if that's what they need to do, and then make their own opinion and decision on the matter. I'll be okay, but it really sucks because I wanted a decent start to December. That is a negative mentality. And I know the system problems. I got toxic today. Very hard to get me toxic with my psychological fortitude. I get it. I ended up having I don't remember, maybe my best day this year, but like I understand where you're coming from. You cannot think of trading. You want to start decent. I want to do well. I want to make. Remember the story yesterday from the trader who he dropped like six, seven, $8,000, whatever it was, because he wanted to make $100,000 for the month and he was at like what was it like 99,000 and change, but he wanted to push a little harder to make 100,000 and then he ends up 92,000. Don't focus on the effing numbers. Don't say I want a decent start to December. You want to know how to have a decent start to December? Keep trading intelligently like you did in November. Keep trading intelligently every time. Don't focus on the numbers. As soon as you do that, that's why you're seeing 100,000 P&Ls come in daily. That's why you see 100,000 P&Ls coming in monthly. That's why you see people 4 or 5 figure days, consistency, day after day after day, because they follow the mentality. You're not here to make money. And let me explain that psychologically. Why, director of trading psychology, who has no, who's a college, well, I have a little college experience, but is a college dropout. Please explain to me why that is the case. Well, I'll explain it to you. It's very simple. Just you ask, or I ask, and I'll explain. Why would you not focus on making money? And I know you have some of the toxic minded people. Well, not focusing on the money. If the money doesn't matter, I need money to pay my bills. True, but that's not what I'm saying. So before you become negatively skeptical, take it from somebody who actually produces a large group of consistent traders. Take it from me. And this is how I accomplished it. By the way, I'm speaking from statistical evidence and psychological reports. I'm not bending over and releasing whatever comes out in your face. So hear me out for a second. You know what traders do who are focused on the number, who come in and like, I want a strong start. And by decent start, you mean you wanted to make money. When in fact is the way you were successful in November, and I'll guarantee you this, is that you were like, I just want to trade intelligently and I don't give an F what my number is. Then all of a sudden you have a $15,700 November, the best month of your life, batting high, smaller red days, much larger green days. What everybody says trading should be. Because you were focused on trading intelligently. And all of a sudden, you were nervous from all the money you made. And all of a sudden, you wanted a decent start to December. And you didn't mean decent start like, I want to come in and trade intelligently tomorrow. You meant decent start like, I want to come in and have a bang out day to hopefully show any signs of November for this month. And that's what you were thinking. And I know the system effed up today. I was there and I get that. But I don't like this sentence. And I'm going to prove it to you. All right, you're here to make money every day. What happens when you have a losing trade? All of a sudden, you go twice as heavy in the next trade. Type in 55 on Facebook or YouTube if you know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh my God, is he talking about me? Mark, are you behind me, Mark? Are you watching me? What are you doing, Mark? How many traders, when they take some losing trades, all of a sudden the next trade, they sized up because they need to make money? How many people do that? Admit it. All of you. Every single one of you. I want you to admit it right now because that is psychologically toxic. You're supposed to tear down always based on the time. So it doesn't matter if you made or you lost, you should still be tearing down. Ding! Because if you keep tearing up while you're down money, that's how you have these biggest red days ever. Because what people don't do is when they're up money, they don't start tearing higher as well. And that's why your red days will be bigger than your green because you have that mentality. Now you understand why you shouldn't trade to make money. You should just trade to trade intelligently. And then a lot of people are psychologically toxic, like, well, I have to take losses all the time. How do I do this? I was taught. I was taught by Wall Street. I was taught by Wall Street. Wall Street taught me that I need to take a 3 to 1, 2.5 to 1, 2 to 1, 1.5 to 1 risk reward and bat 50%. That's what Wall Street taught me. However, we lie to you if you heard that. Not me. I don't believe in that bullshit. But we lied to you. We lied to you. And we had that information from, I don't know, just, the American Psychological Association. Not a big place, not a big deal. Just these little psychological studies. Everybody says trading is 70 to 95% psychology. The majority of traders, if you ask them, who cares about psychology? Show me a chart and show me the stock you want. Little hypomanic binge over here. You need your fix, right? What's this? Hence, for example, people should avoid lotteries which give a 50-50 chance for gains and losses because the negative repercussions weigh heavier than the positive ones. And they say that every negative repercussion is 2.5 times more pain. Read the study yourself and come out with your own conclusion. It's Common versus Tversky, 1979. If you really want to read it yourself and figure it out, be my guest. But that is the lie of Wall Street because you bet 50-50, you're going to have 2.5 times the negative repercussions for every time you do that. That's called the 43-57 paradigm. That's something I invented. Where if you're batting 43 to 57%, you'll never have the confidence to go to the next level. That to me is the number one reason why traders fail. That to me is the number one reason why 98% of traders blow out their account. For that, because they're taught a method in which they shouldn't be doing. Every negative thing you do in the market hurts you 2.5 times more than the positive one helps you. And that's my opinion. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not Kahneman versus Tversky. I don't run the American Psychological Association. I don't know. But this line here, tomorrow will be the beginning of December, consistency and good trades. Here, let me erase this because consistency will come from your good trades. Tomorrow will be the beginning of December, where I will only execute good trades, winners and losers. There. I put words in your mouth. How do you like that? How do you like that? I put words inside you. better than the bullshit the industry injects in you, right? Sorry you had the system issues today. Um, oh, somebody is, I was copying and pasting the next email. I'll just, Mark, I hope all is well. Would you please grant me access to the @T3 Newsbeat Twitter? My Twitter handle is, I'm gonna forward your email if somebody wants to post in the room how to access the Twitter. I'm gonna go ahead and forward your email to T3 right now. It's just somebody, like I say, I'm not really vetting these emails, so I'm forwarding your email right now to T3, and thank you. Moving on to the next email. I'm not in charge of that. Um, all right. Next, A plus trigger Apple question. Hi, Mark. Please review and confirm, is 12540 the 10-12-20 weekly candle, is that an A plus trigger for Apple? Thanks. Hmm. I do not know, but I shall know shortly. All right, you're saying 10-12 weekly. I'm sure what you mean by the 10-12 weekly is here, and it's 125.39. All right, I'm sure yours says 125.40, and the answer is yes, that is an A plus trigger on the weekly candle. Because a break of 125.30, you'll have overhead target of the all-time high of Apple, 137.98, based on my methodology, of course. So to answer your question, hell yeah. And you're going to see most of the volume come in when you break 128.84, not 125.39, just by the way. Excellent look. Um, all right. Next email. Messed up again. Messed up today again. Got tangled up in Netflix and lost enough to put myself in pattern day trading status. I realize that if I do what you say to do, I can do one and dones and overnights. Since I keep trying to master the Mark 1s and 5s and know your limits, I subject myself to a lot of problems. So I finally figured out that I can do the first 5 or so minutes in the last half hour and I won't have all these issues. Sometimes the skull is really thick. All right, I know you wrote more of the email and I'm going to continue reading it. Very simple, very simple. And these strategies, by the way, we show them all for you for free. If you ask the Newsbeat live room, we have, according to them, by far the best overnight swing slash whatever service in the industry. We give that to you for free. We don't nickel and dime you every step in the way for everything we do. All these strategies we give you for free. We don't nickel and dime you for every step you do. We nickel and dime you to join the. Well, we don't nickel and dime you. We basically dime you, but we dime you one time once you're in the room. And then yeah, we do sell some extra things as well, but I give you as much as I can for free, just so we're clear. Now, you don't have a thick skull. Quite the contrary. You have the answer. I finally figured out that I can do the first 5 or so minutes in the last half hour and I won't have all these issues. You just figured out who you are as a trader. They have those basketball players. Some of them start and they're playing the whole game. Then you have this dude comes off the bench like damn it. Now his name is evading me. 3-point shooter that was on boss Ray Allen, who just comes off the bench and will light you up with a three in your face, and sometimes he just plays, a handful of minutes. To be a good trader, you don't have to do everything. That's the funny thing that I always see in the industry. Like, yeah, I have to be a good scalper, I have to be a good swinger, I have to be a good overnight, I have to be wrong, lie, 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 lie. Wall Street lies to you because they want to sell you things. All you need to do is be good at one thing. So when traders are struggling, the first thing I ask them to do, figure out one thing you're good at. Just one thing. But what about, shut up. You're losing money. Find the one thing you're good at. And you know what? You want to know the hard part about this? Mark, you make it sound so easy. It's not. I'm not trying to make it sound easy. The hard part about becoming a successful trader is labeling all your trades. Even if you label it, I was FOMO and I got angry and I chased it, just label everything. It was this strategy, FOMO, BS, not sure what I did here, not sure what I did here, did this strategy, did this strategy. add them up for a month, all the things you did, all the losing trades, and find the one thing you're best at. You should be able to say, I did this many trades on the one thing I'm best at. I made or lost this amount of money on the one thing I'm best at. You should be able to say that, and then you'll know what you're best at. That's why I call it sifting through shit, because it's not easy, it smells horrible, but at least lets you look yourself in the face and not get blinded by somebody's nonsense chucking 10 to 20 to 30 charts in your face every other day, week, month, and saying, this is what I'm looking at. Okay, princess, that's lovely. Oh, you don't think that's useful, looking through all your laws? And it's not easy. I'm saying it's hard. Who the hell wants to look at all their losses? It's one of the hardest things I'm asking you to do. How badly do you want to be a successful trader? And if you don't think sifting through all that shit is going to give you the right answer, what do you think aliens do when they come to Earth from who knows how many light years away and abduct humans? The first thing they do is anal probe. Because they want to look through all your shit to see who you are. You just have to do the same thing. Log into your brokerage, look at your account, give your account an anal probe, and look through all the shit and look around to see what's going on in there. Once you do that, you will have a much easier time getting to the next level. So no, I don't think your skull is thick. I think you're a genius because you finally figured out what you need to do, and it was worth anything to get to this point. Just my opinion. Anyway, tomorrow one and dones and overnights and on to victory. At some point, we'll talk about the psychological advantages and disadvantages of taking money out of the trading account. At some point, would you talk about it? Some traders get very fixated on where their P&Ls are. That's one of the advantages of prop accounts because prop accounts will show you usually the same buying power every day. So, there are pros and cons to everything. A lot of times the pros don't outweigh the cons. So what happens is the biggest psychological disadvantage of taking money out of your account is you see your P&L drop. Like I just requested a check. Requested, I demanded a wire is more requesting, but I demanded a wire from Schwab and they sent me a wire and I saw my P&L drop. And then I was like, it's a big wire, P&L dropped. And then I just keep going. And now my account's right back to where it was practically before I took the wire out 2 days later. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Not a big deal. And if it took a week, if it took a month, who gives a crap? It's your money. Do what you want with it. But it is a psychological disadvantage to seeing the dollars drop. It's a psychological advantage to seeing the bank account go up. So you're looking at the account more than your bank account. One of the key things that I do, it sounds absolutely hilarious. One of the key things I do here is I literally have my Chase account up at all times. I literally have my Chase account up at all times. It's literally on my screen. So if I ever need to look at my bank account and see the money inside it, I could see exactly where that trading money goes, and it makes me feel just a little bit better. I'm past that point, but I leave it up there for that reason. To overcome the psychological disadvantage of seeing your account drop in value, so at least you could see something go up in value. And yeah, granted, you're paying your bills and you won't see it as high. I get all that. That's going to be overcome once you're consistently profitable because then you're not going to care anymore. You're not going to feel like, oh, I worked so hard to build the account here and then I took the money out and then I see it here and I'm like, oh, now you're down here. I respect where you're coming from. What you're saying is a very real thing, which very few people ever bring up. Very few people ever bring up this issue. You said you figured out what you do well. You say, anyway, tomorrow, one and done and overnights and on to victory. I completely respect that. You know, play on, sister, and keep going and keep fighting and for what you do well. And this, consider what you wrote to me in an email as a revelation that may hopefully change your life forever as a trader. Hello, Mark. Dima, Cogdila, Boof. I noticed a phenomenon where those who didn't make dollars feel toxic when everyone around them did. It gives you this feeling of incompetence. How did I not make dollars today? So, yes, that is sort of true. That's why it's important for the guru in the room not always to flash, you know, flash their numbers, because all it does is make the 98% of people around them, 95, 96, 94 if they're really good at their jobs, percent of the people around them feel horrible because they're following this person, they can't make the money in which they are. And then I have to stop and ask, well, what is that guru doing for you right now? Oh, pitching me the next set of charts and lovely ideas that they have while asking me to keep their credit card on standby like a ninja. Swipe, swipe. I don't swipe, Mark. I insert the chip. Oh, okay. So it's very important. So, like, I'll tell you, there was a day where you were up. I forgot what you were up. You were up thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and I think I was up. It was that day where you said Roku scanned me, but I don't think that way. And I had my what was it? My worst day last month. I think I was up like $230. I think it was that day, and I was up very little, and and you guys were up massive on my ideas. And you know what? It's kind of funny. It actually made me happy. It sounds a little sick, like a masochist. It made me happy because my happiness was ultimately derived, and that's how I knew for a fact, it wasn't even a cliche, that my happiness as a guru, as a broadcaster, as a trader is really derived from the success of the people around me. And even though I had not a great day, you might say, you're lucky you didn't lose money, Mark. I don't really care if I did. Even if I lost 50 grand, it wouldn't have ended my month. Like, I don't, like, I'll move on. Doesn't bother me. But the fact that you guys did so well, even when I was doing bad, actually made me feel good. And I was happy. In days where I'm up a lot and people are struggling, you'll see it. There's not 1 ounce of joy on my face. When you and I are both down dollars at any given point in the day, I feel a lot better because if you didn't make dollars, then it was almost near impossible for me. This is a toxic thought. It was nearly impossible for me to begin with, so I feel less bad about the loss. Stop beating my boof up. Stop beating my boof up. Nobody slaps Boof in the face harder than Boof, believe it or not, despite having a plethora of variables to work with. Don't feel better if I'm down and you're up, and then you realize you forgot to wear your wellness bracelet today. Yep, that'll F you up. Have mine on. Um, okay. When you are struggling, it may be toxic to see big winners when you are losing. Not anymore for me, but I understand other people and I know where you're coming from. That's why I don't flash my P&L. Yeah, I could probably get a lot of the Wall Street heroin addicts looking for the next big thing and looking for somebody to trust. But if we're being honest, the people who flash P&Ls, they're the scumbags of the industry that will destroy the majority of the people around them. If you don't believe me, look at the number of people in the rooms. Look at these people. These scumbags who are like, I'm up $2 million for this year. And it's like, what percentage of the people around you, how many of them are doing well? All right, I don't get their brokerage statements. All right, hold a poll. You have a big room. We could land a rover on Mars. You have the technology to ask your room how many people are consistently making money. Ask if you really care. But they don't, so they don't. These gurus don't give a shit about your success until the point where they want you to swipe your credit card. So they do want you to succeed. They're just not willing to lift a fingernail beyond anything extra to really do it. Everything is a nonstop pitch. Pitch, 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 pitch. Here's everything that I do. You want to learn more? Sign up here. Look, I give you the sign in credentials for my room, but I'm not rubbing it in your face every 5 seconds, am I? And I'm actually doing this because I care about the losing traders in my room. I'm not trying to make you think that, I shit gold and everything I touch is like Midas, where I just touch you and everything turns to gold. But I will show you the largest consistent room here at T3. I will show you the largest consistent room here on Wall Street. I'll show you that. I'll show you the people who are having problems through all of that. That's the difference. Real as opposed to fake. And making money or losing money does not mean real or fake. What I'm doing now is a difference between real or fake. When you are struggling, it may be toxic to see big winners when you are losing. Larger P&Ls don't necessarily encourage me personally, but they give me an idea of the near future possibilities. I don't know. I had noticed past week some people don't like when others share P&Ls, and I can easily see why they feel that way. But Mark, what you talk about when it comes to bringing us up and bringing us down to have a good balance, it's genius. I study psychology reports. That's how I know. I always find myself doing subpar trading when I am up a lot of dollars or down a lot of dollars. Exactly. So it's really helpful when some of us are up a lot and you calm us down before we give it back doing something overly exuberant. Right, because I know how to actually manage a trading room. Because I actually know from a psychological standpoint how to do my best to help the majority of people not tilt. Is it possible to do 100%? No. But this is why I run the room the way I do. So back to Kelly when he's saying, "I wish I knew you years ago." I would not have been doing this for you years ago, not because I'm bad, but because I was incompetent to what I needed to do. If we're being honest, or when I am down a lot, I might be toxic trying to make dollars back doing garbage ideas, and you are kind enough to tell some jokes and bring me up. And this is why I tell jokes in the room. I try to strategically plant them when things are going like this, and that is my intention. So thank you for saying that. I was up 1,000, down 1,000 flat until you came through with Amazon flow and set up sick flow sick. So we had Amazon news flow today, which we crushed. As you saw, Kelly made like 80 grand in it because Arlo, Amazon, amazing. You really led us in the right direction today. One thing I thought I had noticed today was that the Amazon trigger would kind of just chill on the bid, so maybe I'll keep my eye out for it tomorrow. Gave an easier way in after the first front run loss. All right, Booth. All right. $5,300 day. Took just a lot of really smart trades. Look at all these great losses you took. Quick losses. Tesla puts are hard sometimes, bro. I know you made some really great calls, but sometimes they give really bad fills. I don't know why. I mean, I've made a lot of money on Tesla puts overall, but like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But overall, like, I think you traded intelligently. You know, it was kind of a weird day, not the greatest day, and again, you're making more money than most master's degree graduates make in a month. You did that in a day. So great job. And I really appreciate what you're actually saying right here. And to me, this is, very important where you say, but Mark, when you talk about when it comes to bringing us up and bringing us down to have a good balance, it's genius. I always find myself doing subpar trading when I am up a lot or down a lot. So it's really helpful when some of us are up a lot and you calm us down before we give it back doing something overly exuberant. Or when I am down a lot, you're talking on your own behalf. I might be toxic trying to make the dollars back doing garbage ideas, and you are kind enough to tell some jokes and bring me up. Yes, and I do appreciate you saying that because it's very obvious why I'm doing that because I want you to be successful and I know how to psychologically manage a room. And it's very important that you have somebody who understands sort of the feeling and the vibe of the room, and that person should be responsible for not letting people sink too hard and not letting them fly away too high and just bringing them back to a reality. So really appreciate those words, my brother. Okay. Hey, Mark. Whoops. That was from the last email. Hey, Mark. Got a letter from my broker today requesting that I register a Form 13H for large trader designation. Have you ever had to do this before? No. Ask them why. I don't know why they would ask you that. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know what they were thinking when they said that to you. I don't know what kind of size you're swinging. But I mean, ask them why they would designate you as a large trader. Am I a large trader? I'm 6'4". Like, does that make me large? Maybe. Hey, Mark, I really appreciate you responding so quickly to my last email, and your kudos and encouragement meant the world to me. Truly amazing that you're able to help so many during all of the Ask Mark sessions. I think most would be satisfied helping one or several folks a fraction of what you do. So today was a great day for myself. I took your advice to scale up a bit. By the way, I never legally tell you to scale up or down, just so we're clear. It was your own decision. I took your advice to scale up a bit in order to continue to build up confidence and conviction in my trades. I trade mostly shares, common stock, and occasionally options on super high price stocks like Amazon. So for shares, I scaled up 25%. For options, I'm sticking with a Piker's one contract for Amazon until I get more experience under my belt. For myself, I've noticed that I do much better when I only stick with the highest conviction ideas at the moment, mostly following your lead, and especially when your OODA loop makes sense. OODA loop was um, a psychological system. I literally built a bridge between John Boyd, who invented the OODA loop, and trading, and we formed a bridge between there to how you should actually think and how your brain should go through the process of thinking when you're making a trade. It's very important. We teach that in our Bandit course, FYI. I don't have a link to the Bandit course. I'm not trying to pitch it to you, but if some of you guys see what's OODA, I'm just trying to explain to you what it is. All right. I don't seem to do well with lower priced and lower volume stocks as I need to work on calculating correct sizing and tracking in real time. You know what to avoid then, my brother. Stick with what you do well, avoid what you don't, and that's fine. Today I traded Tesla, Apple, Boeing, Amazon, Netflix, had one trade each in Apple and Boeing, and stopped when they no longer looked good for the 1 minute strategies, the Mark 1, possibly confirmed with a Know Your Limit 1, Know Your Limit 5, you mean Know Your Limit 8 on a 5 minute, and Mark 5. And by the way, we teach you those strategies for free, so don't get super confused. Like, what's an M1 KYL? Like, again, we teach you good education for free as opposed to charging you for education that destroys 98% of people's lives for a fee. Amazon and Netflix, and I point this out to you because a lot of people think if it's free, it's not worth that much. There's this, it's human psychology to actually think when you pay for something, you get what you pay for. The opposite, sometimes that's absolutely the truth, and a lot of times it isn't. So there's actually some psychological downplaying when I actually give you these services for free because a lot of people are like, I don't know, maybe I should just spend $1,000 and do it right. It's like, eh. Amazon and Netflix were not on your radar, though, due to the alertness of some of the great Newsbeat members and yourself. You did make money on it. Yes, and that is why I always say the value of the community as a whole. That's why I always say I am by far, bar none, the second most valuable thing in this room behind the entire community as a whole. And yes, I jumped on Amazon and Netflix thanks to the community too. And I don't know how much I have very large P&L to show for those names today. So thank you very much, Newsbeat Live Room. Like I said, I absolutely love you guys. You guys lean on me for all this stuff. Believe me, I'm leaning on you. And it's 230 pounds of big 6'4" lovable Melnick over here, who sometimes has a potty mouth. But the one thing you love about me is I don't bullshit you, isn't it? I'm learning to plan and then adapt to the evolving trading day, so my big question for today has to do with the psychology of initially winning versus losing. I'll admit that my first few trades were green, so felt confident enough to keep taking the higher conviction trades and also cutting lower conviction ones real short when they didn't look good. How would you recommend that a trader start from this sentence here? How would you recommend that a trader deal with the opposite scenario when the first several trades are red? Should one be more cautious with an eye towards going green or flat? Well, it's funny, I just mentioned that tonight when most traders are red, they start taking bigger size the next trade to try to make it back. It's a natural instinct. It's not because you're bad, it's not because you're undisciplined, it's because you're psychologically toxic. I've noticed that I will, any day of the trading week, settle for a small red day or break even versus a large red day. And that's because you are psychologically strong. That's a sign of psychological strength. I'd actually be fine with not trading a given day if things just don't look right. Those big losses can really eat into one's profits. Amen. Thanks again. You're the best. Depends. How did you make those red trades? So you're basically asking, here's your question. How would you recommend that a trader deal with the opposite scenario when the first several trades you do are red? My thoughts, don't change anything at all. Tier down when you need to, tier the same when you need to. I would tell you the same if your first several trades were green. The only difference is you got to be on high alert when your first several trades are red. So what you'll notice is there was a day last, and I know I made money every day last month, but there was a day last month where I was down like, what was it, guys? Like $3,200. Like not a lot of money, but like enough where I'm like, I'm not really used to this anymore. Like, what's happening here? And what I did was, this is how I handled it. I laughed. I faked it till I made it. I laughed. Literally, you heard me on the mic. I took a loss. I'm like, that was funny. I can't believe it did that. All right. I see what's going on. Why? Why did I laugh? Because your brain does not know the difference when you're faking a smile or not. When you go like this, you're actually releasing the same concoction of chemicals within your brain. It's a unique concoction of chemicals that is only released when you smile. Whether you have a real smile or you have a fake smile where you look like Joker, like that scare, like the fake smile, like the weirdo looking smile, your brain doesn't know the difference. You can actually fool your brain with those two things, and it'll release the same identical chemical concoction of happiness. So what I'm actually doing is when I take we'll stick with not the first trade when you have some several losing trades. Go with the harder one. What I do is I actually fake a smile on top of my face. I'll fake a smile, and why I fake that smile is very simply to release that unique chemical concoction into my system to show me that I'm happy so I don't need to tilt and do something stupid afterwards. And thankfully for me, I was able to end the day green, obviously, after that. But that was the first step to combat the tilt by literally throwing out a fake smile. Instead of cursing, being like, I can't effing believe this effing scam, this effing F, 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 F. Instead of doing that, you know I'm talking to you. With your five thumbs on each hand, clenching a fist and bashing your table. Bam Bam smash! Bam Bam angry! Smile, even if it's bullshit. And that's the best way you're going to be able to be level headed coming back because you're so far down that a fake smile that is so far up actually is what brings you to that equilibrium. So you'll notice so today on Arlo, I got a little excited because I was dealing with all this nonsense with the software today. And I had, let's say, 5 figures worth of shares in Arlo. And I went ahead and I literally have these like handlebars here on my chair. And I go like this. I went and I hit my chair and I was so excited. I was like, yes. And then what did I do afterwards? I turned into not Melnick, I turned into Mellow Nick. And I was like, all right, guys. And I sombered my face. I made sure I wasn't smiling at this point. What can we do next? What's the best trade we could do? Because what happens was I was so high up in the air after watching my P&L explode so hard that I literally had to drag myself down back to that reality. So whether I'm up here, I'm going to mellow out and chill to drag myself down here. I am a human being at the end of the day, just like all of us. Or if I'm way down here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a fake smile up here to bring myself here. And that is the psychology behind actually catching an equilibrium. Does that make sense to you guys? Do you guys understand now why I do that? So, yeah. Keep up what you do well. I think you understand a lot of what's going on. Um, there are emails in which I was not able to get to today. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. However, it is 8:43 p.m. So I am going to get more things tomorrow. I am going to catch up on all of these Ask Marks. I do apologize as I do the longest videos here at T3, the most amount of videos. Hopefully videos that you find the most value from at the end of the day. And yeah, from the bottom of my heart, I hope you guys really enjoy these shows. Let me know how you feel. If these things are having an impact, if you enjoy this sort of real talk, if you're done hearing people smiling and being all politically trader, Wall Street politically correct with you and trying to talk to you and just be like, oh, let me, and pretend they're trying to help you when they're not. If you're maybe sick and tired of that like I am, and you love this show, let me know about it. Put your thoughts in the comments. If you need anything from me, there's links in the description. You know, like Tupac says, I ain't hard to find. You know exactly where to find me. I hope you guys enjoyed this Newsbeat show, this Ask Mark Newsbeat show. Happy trading, make money. We'll see you guys next time on the Newsbeat Live Trading Broadcast.